Hey everybody, Coach John Daly here on the road, heading home from work on a Friday. Gorgeous Friday. I don't see too many clouds up in the sky, at least here in southeastern Michigan, and it's about 68 degrees, it looks like, out there. Stuck around school, got some work done before the weekend. Got some more stuff to do, but I'm taking the rest of the day off. All right, I'm going to go home. We got some stuff going on around the house. Somebody's coming to deliver something, and so I got to help them with that. But we're going to have, I want to get back to that where I always had the intent when I get home on a Friday after school is to take the rest of that day off. Because normally I'll get home, walk the dog, and then I start right in with some work. We'll have dinner. I'll cook something on the grill, help clean up. But then I'm right back to it for another hour or two before I try and get to bed early. But on Friday, it's going to be something that we get to relax with and do something fun. Even if it's going to go shopping and get something done tonight that we don't have to do over the weekend. Just want to share with you just a quick story of one of my students, sophomore, foreign exchange student. One of the first activities I always do is just this little student questionnaire. Trying to get to know the kids, trying to get them to know me at the very end. You know, I'm asking them, some dreams and goals, career aspirations. What are they thinking about? What's their favorite thing to do outside of school? One word to describe school, one word to describe themselves. The John O'Leary question, if you could have lunch with anybody, living or dead, who would it be? And a lot of the kids come back with very, very thoughtful responses. Some are just quick hitting, just want to get it done, but some are very deep. And I always love reading about the kids that would love to have lunch with their great-grandfather that they never met, because they heard this and this about him and they would be really interested to talk. I just think that's so powerful, trying to think about somebody from your past and the connection, right, that you have. I think that's really cool. But the last question is always, I invite them to ask me any question that they want, and I will answer it as honestly as possible, okay? And this foreign exchange student, the sophomore, great kid so far. Met him a couple times, obviously, with everything being the way they are. We haven't seen each other much. But he asked me, and he even said, he goes, Mr. Daly, I know this, you don't have to answer all of them, or you don't even have to do this, what I'm asking, but he said, I'd be interested in your answers to the same questions that you ask us. And I responded back to him saying, I'll gladly do that. And I did. It took a little bit of time, obviously, but you know what? I just thought it was so enriching for a kid to think about, boy, Mr. Daly asked these questions of us. And then, the one question I leave for them to ask me, it's usually, do you have a pet? What were you like as a kid? What sports did you play? Where'd you go to school? Why'd you become a teacher? And all these other things. And so for him to take the opportunity to ask me one question and to tie it into answering all the questions that I ask him, the same questions, I thought that was ingenious. And it's the first time ever, that, because I've been doing some form of this ever since I can remember, starting to even teach when I taught adult ed. There was a little, questionnaire, get to know you type of thing. So this is my 32nd year of teaching, and I've never had a kid, never had a student do that. And I just thought it was very, very cool. And so it got me reflecting and thinking, kind of walking in their shoes, so to speak, and it was just very enlightening, very rewarding, it put a smile on my face. It was inspiring. I kind of chuckled too, and there was some things I wrote about, I started tearing up because of things that meant so much to me, and never took the student's viewpoint to these questions. Right? As a student, I'm always reading the answers. And so the different approach that it took was really powerful. So I guess my challenge to you is take a different look at something. Dr. Wayne Dyer always said this. And it's one of the most powerful things. It's simple too. So simple that I hope I remember it. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Okay? Either rewind it or I'll say it again. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I took a different view. I took a different view of what I'm always asking my kids, my students to do. And I did it myself because of a student's, it wasn't, I would say it's bold, but at the same time, it was a simple question, right? It was just a very open-minded, wanting to learn something about his teacher. And it was just kudos, man. Just I applaud that kid for doing this. And so find something to look at differently, you guys. Find something to look at a different angle, a different way. Get someone else's perspective to maybe help you with your perspective, okay? And I just want to, look at doing that some point in time whenever you hear this, or this weekend, next week, whatever day you hear this podcast on, try that. Try it. The things that we look at, sometimes we need just a different view of them. I think that was just very powerful. So I want to share that with you. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of that. And I'm going to let this person in. There we go. Make sure everything's okay here as I'm driving. Not looking down at anything, looking at the road, doing good. But I hope you guys have a great weekend, great week, whatever you find doing this. And just keep taking care of yourselves. Keep being optimistic. Keep looking for that silver lining. Keep looking for those good things that are out there, those lessons to be learned, no matter what's going on with this pandemic, and no matter where you're at, up or down. Hopefully it's up. And if you're down, you're heading up, I hope. But love the ratings, you guys. Love the viewers, or the listeners, I should say, because this is not video. The listeners, I did a quick check. I think it was last night. Sometime a few days ago, there was one day I had over 600 downloads. And it was just like, I know some other people that have been doing it longer or have bigger podcasts, so that's nothing. But to me, that was huge. That was huge. And I love the fact that happened. And please, keep sharing this. Keep giving those ratings wherever you listen to this podcast. It's not for me. It's for other people to catch this. All right? Because I find some momentum happening here that I need to keep going with. I need to keep doing. And you guys are a big part of that. So thank you so much. All right, you guys, keep taking care of yourselves and each other. We'll talk again soon, but not before I remind you, as I'm watching somebody getting a little too close to me here behind me, as I remind you, this is why, I'm just shooting off the cuff here, because normally I don't do this, but as I remind you, find me over on Facebook, Coach 2 Expect Success, over on Twitter, at Coach 2 Success, over on Instagram at Coach John Daly, and of course, Coach2ExpectSuccess.com. The book list is there. Reach out to me on the homepage. Send me a message there on the homepage. Check out the blog. And now you know what to do. Keep taking care of yourselves and each other. We'll talk again soon. See ya.